Hugo, let me start by asking you, after so much of your capacity has been taken up by the contango, do you have any storage space left?
Yes, of course. Good morning to you all. We have 72 tankers, and only a few have been taken for storage, and that is the case for the rest of the industry. So we have about 815 VLCCs. They can carry 2 million barrels each, and about 100 of those vessels have been taken in one way, shape, or fashion as storage tankers. So there's plenty more capacity there.
Good morning to you, Hugo. There's plenty more capacity. That seems to contrast with all the headlines we saw recently about storage maxing out. Is that because those headlines weren't taking into account your facilities? How come you have so much capacity left?
That's correct. First and foremost, our fleet is there for trading, i.e. for transporting the oil from the production to the refineries. And when you read the headlines about storage capacity, most of them are talking about land storage capacity, not a storage on board vessels, because this is exceptional.
But is there any reason to be transporting oil from anywhere to refiners right now, Hugo? Don't refiners have more oil than they can deal with already?
That's correct. So most of the refineries have cut their imports of oil. But let's not forget that the world in normal circumstances is consuming about 100 million barrels. And at the moment, the demand for petroleum products is set at around 70 to 75. So you still have, say, 75 million barrels that part of them needs to be transported. We believe that it's about 40% of that needs to be transported. So there's still quite a big demand for transportation. And the rest of the capacity can then be used as storage units.
Hugo, what's happening to tanker rates at the moment? How do you expect those to evolve?
Well, tanker rates have been extremely volatile since the beginning of the year. You've seen our fantastic results in Q1. We have also showed what we have done so far in Q2. And in Q2, we're at $95,000 a day. That is for a vessel that is breaking even at below 30,000. So the margin is absolutely phenomenal. In recent days, the rates have slightly decreased. We are now at between 50 and 60,000. In some routes, we continue to book those voyages at 90,000. So it's very volatile. It's very difficult to predict. If the amount of capacity taken by storage would increase, then obviously the remaining fleet would probably, which is traded on the spot, would probably also go back to these phenomenal levels, which are $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 a day.
What are you doing with the money? I see that you have a dividend out at 81 cents right now. The rest of your profits, will you plow back into new tankers? Do you think you could be buying back shares? What's the outlook?
Yeah, so we always have different options. We can buy back shares if we are not happy with the price. And it's true that our price, given the dividend that you just mentioned, and that is in addition to a 29 cents of dividend that we still need to distribute for last year. So $1.10 will be distributed in the month of June. That represents a yield that is more than 10%. So the share price should trade much higher. But we live in a world where most of the stocks have been affected. And so we're thinking about share buyback. That's definitely one of the options that we have. Now it's probably not the time to buy new tonnage, simply because when you're booking those phenomenal results, the value of those ships are going up, and we prefer to be counter-cyclical. Earlier this year, when the values of those ships were much lower, we bought 4 ships, resales. They are under construction. We'll receive some of them at the end of the year, some of them early next. And we also took advantage of the market and the great values for our tankers to sell all the tonnage. We are trading vessels. They are wasting assets. Their lifetime is about 20 years. So we sold 3 vessels, which were 15, 17, and 19 years old, and took advantage of higher values to do that. So this is a good recycling of our capital. And for the rest, 80% of our profits goes as dividend, and that's the 81 cents. And the 20% is used to continue to rejuvenate the fleet, but at times when the values are satisfactory to us.